so I'm gonna untitle it a bit.
Just what?
There you go. So I am at my 16-week appointment. Last week, was it last week or the week before? Isaiah and I went into the high-risk place and did all of our genetic testing, just blood work. It was so much blood for me. It was like 26 tubes of blood. Isaiah only had to get 2. So my doctor is saying they aren't doing ultrasounds, so I'm not having one today. I like look forward to these days because I know I can see, is the baby growing? Because that's my issue, right? I can't grow these freaking babies. And then to hear that I'm not having it today, and also I won't get one for another 4 weeks because I'm on a baby aspirin right now, like a minor blood thinner. And I was told that we're gonna check growth today so that we can see if I need to be on a more advanced blood thinner or something. But now we're not checking growth for 4 weeks. But like, I get it. If it, like, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. Can't really stop it, but I just, like, peace of mind, you know? Just got back in the car. Took him a good, like, 2 minutes to find the heartbeat, and I was, like, hyperventilating, and he's like, I'm so sorry to scare you. The baby was, like, right on my C-section scar. Like, that's finally where he heard it, and he was looking higher, so I don't know if that's normal. I don't know. But he finally found it, and it was a good heartbeat. Everything else is good, except for the fact that I didn't have an ultrasound today. And he's like, I'm not sure why you even had one scheduled. We never do a 16-week ultrasound. I don't know. You guys scheduled it. It's been in my calendar for a month. Like, I got a call and just in a bad mood.
I am going to have you jump up and down and wiggle around a little bit. I can do that. Let's see this baby.
I know, seriously, baby.
We are going to find out the gender again.
Get your hands up, stands up.
No. I forgot to say we found out it's a girl 3 weeks ago. We're excited. Today I had my 20-week appointment. All is well. Yeah, things are good. 20 weeks, feel good. Totally out of the nasty first trimester funk that I was in. So I'm excited. I am 22 weeks pregnant now, and I forgot to update about my, like, the super in-depth 20-week ultrasound, but she is measuring 2 to 3 weeks small. This is how my boys were. This is how every pregnancy I've ever had has been. In the past, doctors have been like, oh, your dates must be wrong, so we'll push your due date back and back. Like, that's just is how it's happened. And I've never been confident enough in myself, or I was just so naive to be like, no, my dates are right. This baby is small. All my babies are small. But luckily we had done a couple earlier ultrasounds just because of my situation, and they have measurements to compare it to. And my very first ultrasound, she measured right on target. Do you know what I mean? So they knew that my date was right then, a few months ago. And so they can see now that there is definitely growth restriction. That being said, like, her heartbeat is way strong. All my blood work comes back normal, and my urine, everything. We just don't know why they don't grow well. Kind of an interesting week this week. On Tuesday, I got a call that the second half of the huge blood screening that I did came back. She basically told me that the average girl my age being pregnant would have a 1 in like 930 something chance of having a baby with Down syndrome. I actually think it was six things, maybe 4 things that she told me were off. I have a 1 in 80 chance of her having Down syndrome. And so they wanted to bring me in to kind of just go over all the results. There's 2 test options. One was just a blood test, but it is like bits and pieces of chromosomes that, or cells or something. Or I could have opted for an amniocentesis, where they take a syringe basically, and they just take a long skinny needle and suck out 2 tablespoons of that amniotic fluid. I decided to just go ahead and do the blood work because it seems less painful and easier. And that's the second time that an abortion has been brought up as an option for me this pregnancy, and it never sits well with me. I know they're not pushing it on me, but I mean, they just have to ask. I don't know, man. It's just so... This is my 8th pregnancy, and I've never been asked if I want to terminate it. But basically, they're like, if you want to terminate it, you've got a week. You know, if she has Down syndrome and you want to end the pregnancy, you have a week. So we need to get in today to do the amniocentesis, whatever. And then we have to rush order the results so you can get it back and still terminate before she's too big. I don't know. That conversation just makes me want to barf. There's no reason I would ever abort a baby. That's just my personal feelings about that. Yes, the fact that her long bones, so her long bones here and then here, sorry, I just went to the gym, but the fact that those are shorter than they should be is also kind of a red flag. I think that's all the updating I have. Zion wants to name the baby Matilda, and Bubba wants to name the baby Jane. If she is Down syndrome, she'll be the most loved little girl on the planet. So cute. Just like, nothing would change how I feel about her. I just want her here and breathing, you know? That's all that's on my mind right now. Anything after that, we can handle as it comes. So yes, I went to my 24-week appointment a couple days ago. She's doing well. Her heartbeat was strong. My blood pressure and everything is always fine. They kind of are taking a step back in my situation and really letting my perinatologist office kind of handle the bulk of it. But she will be doing the C-section, obviously. But the perinatologist is really the ones who are going into super detail with the baby. They're doing all the ultrasounds, all of that. Okay, just got back from the gym, but I just wanted to mention real quick how cute my boys are throughout this pregnancy. They've been so excited. Every day they talk about her, ask about her. They pray for her, every single prayer. If anything happens, heaven forbid, I know I and my husband can get through it because we have before. But they were so young with all the other losses that they really never had the chance to be this excited or to really understand what is going on. And so that is what I'm most scared about, is if something happens, how it will affect them. Heading to another ultrasound. I'm still 25 weeks because I don't know if I said already, but my blood work came back as a boy. And we're just concerned because 3 ultrasounds have said girl. So I want to do another one just to see why my blood is saying boy, if it's really a girl, or why we're not seeing boy if it really is a boy. So they just wanted to bring me in just so we can look again and try to figure out what the heck this baby is, because I need to plan. If I need to return all the baby stuff, all the girl stuff, I need to return it. If I need to start getting boy stuff because I've given everything away. I just need a plan for my life and this baby's life. So let's hide this double chin. I'll update you after the appointment. haven't updated since the last time I was getting ready to go to that appointment. And I have not updated because that was a rough appointment and I just didn't know if I wanted to talk about it. I still don't know if I want to talk about it.
Only cost me $4.25 to get a new license.
So the last time I updated you was the day that I went to do that gender check thing again. And there are some issues. That day, it was quite a few weeks ago, they told me that the baby has ambiguous genitalia. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this because, I don't know, it's like this kid's gonna grow up and I don't need its business out there, you know what I mean? But it's part of this whole journey. And I was just like floored because then we started going through like, well, after the baby's born, we sit down with doctors, we look at its chromosome makeup, and we together choose which gender this baby is. And then we move forward with any reconstructive surgeries at that point. And just like I broke down, that conversation is nothing I ever thought in my wildest dreams I would have to have. Obviously, I'm thinking, well, what if we choose the wrong gender and this kid grows up hating me because it wishes it was the other one? Or what if it can't have a normal sex life? Or what if it can't have kids or have a family? Like, everything went through my mind all at once, and it was just a really rough time for a while. They told me don't go Googling. They told me if you have any questions, any concerns, whatever you want to talk about, call before you get online and freak yourself out. It was a lot that day. They sent me right away to go get an amniocentesis, where they syringe a needle through the belly into a safe area where it's not near the placenta or the baby, and they suck out amniotic fluid. So we did that. That hurt really bad, actually. It just felt so strange. Like, and then seeing the syringes of the fluid that my baby is floating in. And then I had to like lay down for 24 hours to make sure like my uterus didn't start cramping and just to be safe. So that was all that same day. And so mentally I was just like, what are we doing here? But we did get the first little batch of results back, and they said it is for sure Y chromosomes in the amniotic fluid. So that is telling us that it's more a boy. I mean, it's a boy genetically, but it's just not, there's no boy genitalia. And that is just like, all I want is this kid to have a normal life, you know what I mean? And the doctors are reassuring me that that's totally possible with some surgeries after, but it's just like, why can't I develop a baby normally, you know? I'm 29 weeks. I went to my 28-week appointment with my OB. We did the glucose screening. Everything's fine. I'm now at 225 pounds. And so I've gained like 18 pounds. Sorry, I'm waiting at the store to pick up my mom. So, and then today I went in, I'm 29 weeks and 4 days today. And I had an appointment at the perinatologist, a big in-depth growth scan to compare growth and see where we're at. And we're not in a good place. Still no genitalia has developed. So that's a bummer because I was kind of hopeful that maybe I'd walk in, because that was like 4 weeks ago that happened. I was kind of hopeful that today we would see what we wanted to see, but it's still not there. And also the baby's smaller than Bubba and Zion ever were. It's barely hitting the 2-pound mark when at this point in the game, it should be at 3 pounds. And also its long bones, so its arms and legs bones are very short. And they said that that is a sign of like a syndrome of some sort. The baby is just small. Is that my mom? So that was today's appointment. And then I went and sat and got monitored for half an hour, you know, where they strap you up, like a non-stress test, I think it's called. They're gonna have me come back in weekly and then up it to twice a week if needed. I got a call today saying that I needed to come in and give a little bit more blood to send over with all the cells that they had been developing in the lab. There was finally enough to send to do this third and final test after that amnio. Today's Wednesday. On Friday I'll be 30 weeks. So I think now it's just like a monitoring game. We just are gonna watch this baby and make sure that things don't start to go further downhill. We just had an ultrasound. I guess I'm doing ultrasounds and this monitoring every week, which is cool. Ultrasound was not growth, it was just to check fluids, oxygen flow, umbilical cord, and like artery flow. Yeah, that was it. We just left that, and I guess the doctor came in. Heartbeat is fine, but we did the ultrasound, and blood flow from placenta through the umbilical cord to the baby is not good, so they're checking me into the hospital right now. Oh yeah, so we'll just go in through here, right?
Yeah.
To do some more intense monitoring because the heartbeat looks strong. They're not like, it's not in serious danger right now, but she said my doctor will make the call about birth. Earlier delivery. I was shocked when she said she's gonna send us over.
I've been waiting for it to come.
I don't know. I am 31 weeks today. Wait, take that off. This is not how I thought our date was gonna go. So they've just let me know that I'm being fully admitted. They said for at least for 48 hours to watch the baby. I have a feeling we might have to deliver the baby. And I'm 31 weeks today. The baby's like barely 2 pounds, so that's scary. I say I just left to go get like my toothbrush and stuff. I was not ready. The doctor just left and said that her words were, I'm in here for the long haul. So, yeah, I'm gonna start a steroid today that will help the baby's lungs develop so that we can take him out and the lungs are stronger than they would be if we didn't do the steroid. So it's a 2-part steroid, so I'm gonna do it today and tomorrow. I just got the first dose of a steroid. I forget what it's called. It was a little shot in my butt cheek. And then tomorrow, 24 hours later, I get the second dose. That's, I think, when we can talk about C-section. Nothing, I'm saying good night. Good night.
Now with the baby with absent and diastolic flow, remember that the absent is a watching closely, it's not a deliver the baby.
Right.
Reversal is deliver the baby,
Right.
okay? So with your blood pressure being normal, a small baby with absent and flow, if indeed things look well with your labs, I'm going to suggest to Dr. Schoenhaus, I'll suggest them that you could go home.
Okay.
But what I would need you to do is come back to my office to see me, okay?
Okay. I'm all off the monitors now because on paper the baby is doing really well. I'm still on the IV because I was mad dehydrated, and they're doing a 24-hour urine test to make sure I don't have pre-eclampsia. And the doctor came in and said that as long as that urine test comes back good and I don't have pre-eclampsia, then I'll probably get to go home tonight, which is awesome. I just need to wait until my 5 p.m. steroid shot in the bum, and then yeah, and then I think I will get to go home tonight, which is awesome. But they are gonna have me start coming in Mondays and Thursdays for the monitoring and the ultrasounds to see placenta blood flow, cord stuff. So that's good because we want this baby in here for as long as we can get. They said like for every day that the baby stays in here, that's 2 days outside of the womb that it would need to catch up. Just got some lunch. Ew. So yeah, I get to go home tonight at 8 p.m. I'm not on strict bed rest, but I am very low activity because we want to do all that we can to make sure the baby is getting the blood flow. Oh, I can totally tell my face is swollen from all the liquids I've been on, the IVs, and just laying down in bed on the monitor for 2 days. I'm swollen. It's 4 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock I'll get back on the monitors just to make sure he's all good, so that I can go home at 8 o'clock. Just got out of our little monitoring. He's still hanging in there, like barely. He said, I wish I would have recorded him when I was talking, but like critical levels of like basically when we need to get the baby out of number wise of this cord placenta blood flow is like a 1.8, and we're at a 1.6. So we're like right there, but like he's still good to stay in the womb for now. We'll go back in a couple days just to monitor again. But the doctor basically said, no, don't be surprised if next time we see you, we're sending you to the hospital to deliver. And I told him, no, I'm ready to go. I packed my bag. I even had it today, just because I hated how unprepared I was on Friday. Morning, so I'm on my way to my monitoring session. Today's the 6th day that I have not moved my body, and I almost feel like I'm waddling now, and my feet and face are just swelling, and I just like, really, if you can move during your whole pregnancy, do it. Work out. I just felt so good, and now I just feel pregnant, and I'm not a fan. Anyway, after my monitoring sesh, I've got my OB appointment. We've got lots to talk about after the baby's born, what goes on there in the NICU, if I am gonna breastfeed and pump and save it for him for when he's eventually strong enough to eat off a bottle, or also need to talk about if I'm gonna get my tubes tied during the C-section. There's just lots, so I will update you after. The turd is not moving, so they brought me some cookies and some juice. See if some sugar will get him to start moving. I don't mind it. said he's okay. And they said that I can go ahead and go to my OB appointment, and we'll just do this all again in a couple days when I've got my next appointment. He's definitely like, he's not improving. So, but for now I'm good to go home. I still feel him moving. His heartbeat is still normal. So we are good on that front. It's just the blood flow and the cord. That's our issue. He looked at notes and at the condition of things and said, and they scheduled the C-section. So he said like delivery for my issues is usually between 33 and 34 weeks, and they want to hold out to the end of 34 weeks. So they scheduled the hospital C-section for, he said it's in 15 days. So the latest the baby will come is in 15 days, unless Desert Perinatal says we need to go sooner, like Monday. Yeah. 2 weeks and counting, and we'll have a baby in the world. We're hoping he can last the full 2 weeks, because that is definitely some time that he needs to grow. I'm eating pizza. We just went into ultrasound to see the blood flow and monitor again. Things are kind of the same place. Tuesday I do have a growth scan, and they're really gonna look and see if he's really growing, like, at all. I don't think he is. His heart rate is strong, but my belly has not changed in like 3 weeks. The doctor did say today that, yeah, this is not a 32-week stomach. So he's a little guy, but his heart is still going strong, and I feel him move often. So, yeah. So my OB wants to see me once a week now, so that's why I'm here at 7:45 in the morning. This is who's gonna do the C-section and also tie my tubes. I know they don't tie them, they remove them. And then tomorrow I have my ultrasound and monitoring again at my high-risk place. So, back from my appointment. It went fine. Just finalized everything for next Friday. I Googled how to get better blood flow to the baby. And everything says exercise. If you get your blood flowing more, it'll flow better to the baby, which makes perfect sense. And I was like, oh, maybe I should be working out still. I asked them today and they're like, no, because I really, 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 really miss feeling good. Everything's swelling, feet, ankles, face, my nose and lips. I feel like I wake up in the morning and I'm like freaking Shrek. I feel so pregnant just with 2 weeks of not moving my body. I'm sore, like my back is sore. Every complaint you can have about the way your body feels during pregnancy, I have it now, and I didn't have it for the first 31 weeks, because I was working out. I didn't miss a week. So, to anyone who just feels like garbage during pregnancy, I swear, if you just move your body 3 times a week, you'll feel so good. Okay, we will be back tomorrow with another appointment. They didn't love his movement today. No. They tried to give me some sugar juice and cookies. But he's just not active. His heartbeat is normal, but it's just like, so I just think he's not getting what he needs to, I don't know. Yeah, they just didn't like his activity. So, ultrasound time. They didn't like the blood flow, so they did a growth scan real quick, and growth is, well, they need to come talk to us about it still, but He's weighing in at 2 pounds 12 ounces, and according to my pregnancy app, at 33 weeks he should be 4.25 pounds. So he's like half the size he should be. All his long bones were measuring at 25, 26 weeks. Is that what we saw? His head was measuring at 31 weeks. So he's just very, very, very small. And that's like maybe the third comment I've gotten about my belly size, about how I don't look 33 weeks. So I don't know. It doesn't feel good. I don't think they like what they saw.
Right.
The other day,
Yeah.
and this little guy has made the decision for us. Today, non-reactive strip
Right.
with a bit of a D cell.
I saw that.
A 2 out of 8 for the BPP, not moving at all like we would
Right.
expect or performing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super worried.
Okay.
I want you to go to the hospital and I want you to have a baby.
Okay. I'm all for it.
I want you to go home, grab your bag,
Mhm.
and I want you to go straight to the hospital.
Perfect.
We'll let everybody know. We'll send this report over.
Sounds good.
But I want this kiddo out.
Yes.
Okay.
That's kind of a relief because I just feel like there's
Yep.
I don't feel 33 weeks pregnant. He's
Yeah.
too little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He's very, very little.
Yeah.
He's very
He's not
little.
getting what he needs.
It
so-
might. Yeah. So let's get him out.
Awesome.
Okay.
We can do that. So just grab a bag and head over to Henderson.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's make it happen.
I wish you guys all the luck. We are rooting for you here. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Take care.
Let's do it.
You are so welcome.